Did you know that the Ford Motor Company, one of the largest and most renowned automotive manufacturers in the world, was established with just $28,000? In today's money, that's about the same as $800,000. Yes, this global industry leader, a titan in the realm of automotive production, had such humble beginnings. The journey from a modest $28,000 to a multinational corporation is a fascinating tale of innovation and resilience. Quite impressive, isn't it? But how did it all start? In the early 20th century, the automotive industry was in its infancy, and a man named Henry Ford had a vision. Born on a farm near Dearborn, Michigan, in 1863, Ford was a natural tinkerer. From steam engines to timepieces, he was always fascinated by how things worked. But it was the promise of the automobile, a new invention in his time, that truly captured his imagination. Early on, Ford understood the transformative potential of the automobile. He saw it not just as a luxury for the wealthy, but as a tool that could bring convenience and mobility to the masses. With this belief, he set off on a journey to create an affordable, reliable, and efficient automobile. Before establishing his own company, Ford spent his early career working with various local manufacturers. He honed his skills and gained valuable experience, but he also faced numerous failures. His first two ventures into automobile manufacturing resulted in financial loss and dissolution. Yet these setbacks did not deter him. They only fueled his determination to succeed. In 1903, with equal parts courage and conviction, Ford made his third attempt to establish an automobile manufacturing company. He gathered a group of investors and formed the Ford Motor Company. The initial investment was a modest sum of $28,000, pooled together by 12 backers. Among them was a man named Horace Rackham, who would later become one of the wealthiest men in Detroit, all thanks to his faith in Ford's vision. The team was small, the resources were limited, but the ambition was colossal. The company's first production vehicle, the Model A, rolled off the assembly line just a couple of months later. It was a simple machine, but it symbolized a significant step towards Ford's dream of a car for every American. And thus, in a converted factory in Detroit, Michigan, the Ford Motor Company was born. A company that started with a handful of people and a big dream, destined to revolutionize the automotive industry and change the world. Ford's vision had come to life, and this was just the beginning. The Ford Motor Company didn't just manufacture cars, it revolutionized the way they were made. And this wasn't by accident, but rather, it was the result of a series of deliberate, ingenious innovations. One of the most significant of these was the development of the moving assembly line. Before this innovation, cars were primarily built by teams of skilled workers who assembled each vehicle from start to finish. This process was labor-intensive, time-consuming, and costly. But Ford had a different vision. Inspired by the efficiency of meatpacking plants in Chicago, Henry Ford and his team of engineers decided to apply the same principles to car manufacturing. They broke down the process of building a car into 84 distinct steps. Each worker would perform just one of these steps, over and over, as the cars moved along a conveyor belt. This was the birth of the assembly line. The impact of this innovation was dramatic. It slashed the time it took to build a car from 12 hours to just 2.5. That's nearly an 80% reduction. The cost of production also plummeted, making cars affordable for the average consumer for the first time. And the car that came to symbolize this revolution? None other than the Model T. Launched in 1908, the Model T was simple, sturdy, and most importantly, affordable. For less than $400, about the price of a year's wages for the average worker, you could own a car. It was a game changer. The Model T was so successful that by 1920, half of all cars in America were Model Ts. It was the car that put America, and indeed the world, on wheels. It brought mobility to the masses, and in doing so, it transformed not just the automotive industry but society itself. With the Model T, Ford brought mobility to the masses, forever transforming the automotive industry. Ford's success wasn't confined to the United States. The company quickly expanded its operations worldwide. This expansion wasn't just about selling more cars, it was about spreading Henry Ford's vision of affordable mobility to every corner of the globe. From the early 20th century, Ford began establishing manufacturing plants in countries like Canada, Britain, and Argentina. This global network allowed Ford to tap into new markets and bring its innovative automobiles to people far beyond American shores. But Ford's influence wasn't limited to the commercial sphere. When the world was plunged into conflict during the First and Second World Wars, Ford stepped up to contribute to the war effort. The company converted its factories to produce military vehicles, aircraft engines, and other essential war materials. Ford's contribution was so significant that it earned the company the Army-Navy E Award for Excellence in War Production not once but 4 times. Beyond the battlefield, Ford played a crucial role in shaping the global automotive industry. The company's commitment to innovation and efficiency, embodied in the assembly line and the Model T, set new standards for automobile manufacturing. Ford's influence can still be seen today, with many carmakers following the company's lead in prioritizing affordability, efficiency, and accessibility. Ford's legacy isn't just about the cars it has produced or the profits it has made. It's about the impact the company has had on society, from bringing mobility to the masses to contributing to the war effort, to shaping the global automotive industry. Ford's legacy is truly remarkable. Today, Ford continues to innovate, pushing the boundaries of what is possible in the automotive industry. The company is at the forefront of the shift towards electric and autonomous vehicles, showing that it remains committed to its founder's vision of making mobility accessible to all. From a modest beginning, Ford grew into a global powerhouse that continues to shape the automotive industry. And as we look to the future, there's no doubt that Ford's legacy will continue to drive the industry forward. The Ford Motor Company's story is one of innovation, resilience, and vision. It's a tale that began over a century ago with a single man, Henry Ford, and his dream of making automobiles accessible to the masses. A dream that was brought to life in a small converted factory with a modest startup capital of $28,000. This story is marked by breakthroughs that revolutionized the auto industry. Ford's introduction of the moving assembly line, for instance, was a game changer. It not only drastically reduced the time it took to assemble a car, but also made vehicles affordable for the everyday man, a testament to Ford's innovative spirit. As we journeyed through the history of Ford, we also witnessed its global expansion. From its first international plant in Canada to its ventures in Europe, South America, and Asia, Ford's footprint spans the globe. It's a testament to the company's resilience and a reflection of its vision to go further. This is the story of Ford, a company that started small, dreamt big, and grew beyond its humble beginnings. A company that didn't just build cars, but built a legacy that continues to influence the auto industry to this day. From a small startup capital of $28,000 to a multi-billion-dollar global enterprise, the Ford Motor Company truly embodies the American dream. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Ford.